I have to figure out a way to leave this job to find another job. I left after a year. I actually got recruited, but then 2 months later, I ended up getting laid off. Today, I want to talk about why the 9 to 5 corporate lifestyle isn't for me, what are our next steps, and I want to bring you guys along this journey with me. I'm Ahmed Ali. Welcome to Ali's Money Books. On this channel, we talk about personal finance, business, and just real life. If that sounds something you're into, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It all started back when I graduated university with a bachelor's in business and major into accounting back in 2021. Fresh out of college, I got an internship. The internship was at a big public accounting firm. I got actually an internship and a full-time offer. I was excited. That's the whole point of going to school. I did the internship and I already knew that I was gonna, obviously, since I got the full-time offer as well, it was really nice because I didn't have that stress of trying to prove myself to get a full-time offer. I had about 4 months off before I started my full-time role. Didn't do anything crazy, but just getting ready to start full-time. It was a new beginning for me. I started full-time and I worked. It was nice because at the end of the day, it was one of my first experiences at corporate. And at that time, I loved it. I wanted to work there forever. Like, I really was trying to be partner, and that was my goal. Like, I wanted to be partner. It was something that was exactly what I thought it was going to be until it wasn't. Once I started working there, I got into busy season, and that's basically in public account. That's from January 15th to April 15th. You're basically working 60 plus hours a week. It's exhausting. I didn't like it. That's just the industry where you just work that many hours. I just realized, like, at that time, like, it wasn't for me. I have to figure out a way to leave this job and to find another job. And I left after a year. I actually got recruited. I went to a real estate firm to be their property accountant. I liked it there, but then 2 months later, I ended up getting laid off. Honestly, like, that was the most devastating thing at that time because I just left this one job to go to another job. And then 2 months later, just imagine 2 months later, you're getting laid off. Like, they were doing restructuring in the company, blah, blah, blah. And since I was one of the first ones hired, I was unfortunately the first one to get let go. That was the big turning point for me where I was like, you know what? I can't rely on just one job to take me far. You know what I mean? Or to take me where I wanted to go. Honestly, I started growing up. I always wanted something that I can call my own. I always wanted my own thing. I didn't know what it was or how it was going to be, but that's my goal. Then you go through life and you go to school, you get a job, and you kind of just forget that path a little bit. But once I got let go at that job, it was a big turning point in my mind where I was like, you know what? I need to create something for me now. And that's what I tried to do. I ended up doing some gig work on the side, some bookkeeping work, some tax. I was a taxpayer for a little bit, but I was getting married soon. So I was getting married in April. I was let go around October. So I had enough time, but time flies, first of all. And second of all, there was just a lot of things going on at that time. The point is, I ended up trying to find a job where I can have consistent income and then just work on whatever I need to work on, something where I can have my own. I didn't know what it was. I need to have a business. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want to have my own thing. I was like, let me just get this job. Let me secure some consistent income and I can pay bills and I can take care of somebody else and I can figure it out there. I ended up trying to figure out what I wanted to do. When I was getting married at the time, the owner of the hall, he was talking about, oh, why don't you be a bookkeeper? And I always liked bookkeeping, but I never thought about me being a bookkeeper. And he's like, you should be a bookkeeper. I know this one guy, he can teach you the ways of the business and everything like that. And I was like, okay, that sounds pretty good. I always liked bookkeeping. I know how to do bookkeeping. So it was more just me learning the business and everything like that. And maybe I can have somebody to mentor me and stuff. And I ended up going to him this is when I got married. I was working at this new job. I was trying to learn from him, but he was very dismissive. He never really helped me much. It just basically ended up being a waste of time. So I ended up trying to figure out my own thing and I ended up doing my own thing. And that's what I did. That's when the idea came along from him, but originally from when I ended up leaving that or getting laid off from that one job. I ended up saying, okay, I'm going to open a bookkeeping business. Just do bookkeeping. It was exciting because I was like, okay, I found this bookkeeping business. This is my idea. This is what I want to do. I was working this one job, but the job I wasn't aligned with the job. I ended up quitting and I ended up saying, you know what? I'm going to do this full time, this business. I'm going to try to get some clients. I'm going to do gig work on the side and we're going to do this. And that's what I did. Was it the best move? No, but I did it. And at that time, my wife was pregnant. It was crazy to even consider me leaving knowing that my wife was pregnant, but I did it. Looking back on what I did, yeah, that might have been not the smartest move, but that's what I did at that time. I was super stressed. Fast forward a little bit, the baby was coming and I ended up just trying to applying for jobs to find again, back to originally what I was doing when I got married, to find something more consistent. And that's what I did. And I ended up finding a job. And then a week later, after the baby was born, a client hit me up and said, hey, I want you to help me do bookkeeping. And I was excited because I finally got the client after I started this role and then after the baby was born. So it was so funny how everything worked out. She was great. She was a great client, but then she wanted to do bookkeeping on her own. And so it was kind of more of a teaching thing than her being a client consistently on a monthly basis. I ended up finding another role at this one company that this one girl that I used to work with in my first job knew. She said, hey, they were hiring at this job. You want to apply? And I said, yeah, why not? And mind you, I just started this job like 3 months ago, and it was a better opportunity for me and my family. So I had no choice but to take it, and I did, and I ended up getting the job. Fast forward till today, that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been working at this job. I'm still doing the bookkeeping business. I'm still trying to get clients. I kind of realized, like, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal if you work a 9 to 5 and you're starting something on the side. That's what I'm doing now. Obviously, I figured out what I want to do, which is probably the hardest part. It's just more now trying to find time to do it, right? Like having a baby, having a wife, just having family too, trying to fit that in is definitely tough. I mean, the hardest thing I feel like is that, like, having all these responsibilities and trying to start something on your own. But I know I'm not the only one that done it, and I want to document this and share my side and share my story on what I'm doing, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with this, or a lot of people want to do something similar where they want to quit their job and then start a business, or obviously work while they're starting a business and eventually leave and just do their own thing. And that's why I started doing this YouTube channel, because I wanted to not only promote my business, but also give tips and tricks and things that I've experienced in my life to you guys. Because at the end of the day, I know I'm not the only one that ever tried to do this, and I know that I'm not rewriting the wheel, but I want to bring you guys along this journey with me. It'll be cool to just look back 3 years from now and be like, man, I made this one video, and just remembering all the things that I've done. It's just crazy. So I want to know, have you guys ever tried doing your own thing, doing your own business, or even if you haven't done anything, you want to leave and you just can't because you have responsibilities and you just don't know where to start? There's nothing wrong with it. I feel like at the end of the day, we're all on this journey of life, and we're trying to figure out what we want to do, coming from school and then jumping into the real world and just the 9 to 5 corporate lifestyle. Something that is definitely something you have to get used to, and you'll realize it pretty fast once you're in it that this is something for you or it's something not for you. Right now, I'm just building myself while I'm working. This way I can put myself and my family in a better position next time I end up deciding to leave, because I've learned a lot of lessons during that time when I left and I was trying to start my business. I'm not starting from zero. That's how I looked at it. It's not like I'm restarting or I'm giving up like when I got that job. It's just refocusing, realigning, and then just making sure like I have all my bases covered before I move on to the next journey. I would really appreciate if you guys comment down below if you guys ever experienced something like this. If you're going through something like this, let me know. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe to my channel. Again, it's gonna help me grow more. And also, if you guys are looking to leave your job or trying to start something on your own, this will be a perfect channel, because I'm gonna do this real time in real life. I feel like I'm putting something out there that people would benefit from. And I don't know if you guys are watching this far. If you are, let me know down below. But I really want to put something out there that will benefit people. And I feel like this is something that would benefit people. It's something where we can walk this journey together. Trying to leave a job and trying to start your own thing is something that is so fascinating to me. It's definitely hard. There's definitely days where I do not feel like doing nothing, but this is definitely going to keep me accountable for not only for my business, but just my life in general. So again, I'm rambling way too much. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.